Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. A long time ago, I read a book written obviously by a man, and excuse me, he said in that book that the mass media has this much power that it can make a person or a news, the most important news in a country in about a week, and bury the most important news that actually is important in a week, that nobody hears about it. That is, can create important news and can bury important news. So from nothing, make it great. From something really great, make it nothing. This is the power of mass media. Here we have the example of North Korea, my woodchuck leader, Kim Jong-un. And you can make a big story out of his, 60-some rockets, missiles that he launched in the past year. Or you can just don't mention it. Or maybe mention it, but like this much. But you can make something else important that takes care of this much of the population, and you can make that like the pinnacle of the American values, which is, the right to choose your whatever you think you are. If you think you're a mouse, you are a mouse, and everyone else has to respect your delusion. That is a very important topic, but the fact that Kim Jong-un, my woodchuck, sends rockets and missiles over Japan, well, business as usual. Why is that? Why? Because some people determine for us what is important and what's not important. Like you don't know. Like someone says, well, you feeding your children is not important. What is important is to affirm someone else's delusions. All right? And you say, oh, yes, believe me, there are people like that. I personally met them. Okay? And I'm pretty sure you did the same. Where the mass media and this system tells you things that are really important for you, that they are not important. But that little minuscule thing is important to you. And if you don't consider that as being important to you, then we're going to start calling you names, and then we're going to attack you, and maybe going to make you lose your ability to survive, which is by firing you, and then you're not going to get a job again, or you're going to work very hard for a job that is going to be way below the one that you had before. And that's, you can call it, if you want, how do you call that? Economic genocide. But anyway, let's move on and see what's going on here with Chuck, Kim Jong-un. This article comes from Sputnik from yesterday, the 30th of December 2022. North Korea launches 3 short-range ballistic missiles towards Sea of Japan, South Korean military. A few days ago, North Korea sent about 5 or how many drones in South Korea, circled Seoul, the capital of South Korea, and came back. All right. Is anybody doing anything about it? No. Why is it not important? They have nuclear weapons. Does this show a failure? Yes. They don't know how to deal with this. Why? Because they stay with their ideology instead of talking with a crazy, so-called. Send Dennis Rodman. He's going to solve the problem. You know, the ex-Chicago Bull player? He's in good terms with the woodchuck. The launch comes days after 5 drones purported to be from North Korea violated South Korea's airspace and prompted Seoul to undertake precautionary military drills. South Korean aircraft and had failed to intercept the drones. What kind of aircraft was that? F-16 or F-100 or F-3000? What was there? But they say, well, we were afraid to shoot them down because of the civilian bullshit. Okay, yeah. North Korea fired 3 short-range ballistic missiles towards the Sea of Japan. Authorities with the South Korean military confirmed early Saturday, today. Preliminary findings indicate that the 3 missiles have been fired from Chunghwa County in the North Hwanghae province. Earlier, Japanese media reported that the missiles had fallen outside of Japan's exclusive economic zone. The speed and altitude reached by the projectiles remain unknown at present. The Saturday launch came hours after South Korea successfully conducted a test flight of a solid propelled space launch vehicle of what is part of a larger effort to strengthen Seoul's space-based surveillance capabilities. Additionally, the South Korean military more recently indicated that latest slate of military drills it was conducted were in direct response to 5 drones that had violated Seoul airspace and were said to have belonged to North Korea. The North Koreans, I think they said that it was theirs, so what the hell? Why don't you just say it as it is? Reports know that 4 of the drones have flown near the Gwangwado Island, while another traversed the airspace along Seoul metropolitan area. North Korea last carried out a missile test on December 23rd, which turned out to be 2 short-range ballistic missiles. In November, one of North Korea's missiles launched saw a long-range projectile fly so close to Japan that it triggered the East Island's national emergency broadcast system. The Saturday launch adds to a long list of test flights carried by Pyongyang, which recorded its highest tally than any previous year after logging in over 70 ballistic and cruise missiles in 2022. So 70, my friends. Is that a big news? No. But the right to choose your pronouns is, the most utmost importance in our society. I don't have anything with the woodchuck, that his name was not mentioned whatsoever, and I find that offensive. I don't have any problem with that guy, but that's his deal over there, and his problems were exacerbated by some interventions, some people that stick again their nose in that part of the world, and I think they keep it as it is, so they have a reason to be there. I think the North and South could come to an understanding on their own, but the problem is you have intermediaries who stick their nose over there and try to create that, so they show their use. Like, for instance, if you have all these politicians, in the Senate or the House, and they would solve all the problems, we would not need them. So they have to not solve all the problems, so we need them. But there's certain things that they're still voting. Can we make a law here? Can we make the lawmakers I'm talking about? They do not solve everything. You say, well, you kind of exaggerate here because they can't solve everything. Well, that's why they're over there, to discuss, not to just pose and give all kind of stupid statements and be concerned of if you love women or if you love men or whatever. But these are the priorities in this country, and economically, and I suspect militarily and socially, this country is not going up, like improving. I think it's decreasing, getting into a jungle, and I'm using jungle as being lawless thing, not necessary to use oh my god this and that, but lawless thing where you have a small fringe minority, right? Fringe minority out there in gated communities, and we're going to have prowlers like us here, which are going to have nothing but we happy. We will not own anything, but we will happy. Anyway, it's just Orwellian, all this thing. So, Kim Jong-un, the woodchuck, launched 70. And these guys are concerned with bullshit. Yeah, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.